challenge. Today we're going to be looking at hip thrust, and seeing where we get to. Hopefully by the end of the 5 days, I will have shared my passion for horses, which I know you share, but also my love of all things yoga and how much it can help us as a practice in our riding and in our relationship with our horses. Just before we start, just a little note that yoga is a physical practice. If you do feel any discomfort, any muscular tension or any pain, just draw back a little bit from the shape that you're in. Yoga is many things, but it should be painful. And with that said, we're going to move into our hip practice this evening. So imagining our hip socket here is made of our pelvic bone, our hip bone, and the long bone of our femur, and it's the ball and socket joint. So imagine your hip bone as the flat hand and your femur as the rotation hand. It has a huge amount of movement backwards, forwards, up and down, in and out, and of course in circles. Your range of movement is affected by the shape of your pelvis. So some of us just can't do the splits, never will, and that's okay. That said, let's come onto our mats. We'll start lying down on our backs, hands by our side, finding a comfortable supine position. As we inhale, we float our hands up overhead, stretching through our front body. And we'll take a deep breath in and a long sigh away. Letting everything go. 2 more deep breaths in. Last time, deep breath in. And this time as we sigh, bring our knees into our chest, give ourselves a little. So we're starting to flex through our hips and awaken our backs, a little gentle rock from side to side. Place your hands on your knees, left on left knee, right on right. And start to draw some little circles with the knees away from each other. Coming back in the opposite direction, maybe those circles get a little wider as we start to loosen and warm up the hips. Finding stillness at the center, we'll drop and extend our right leg. Keep our left knee in towards our chest and hug it in a little closer. If it asks for a little space, give it a little space, but start to feel a gentle stretch along the front of the right leg, the hip flexor. Maybe rotate our ankles, and then take our left hand to our left ankle, maybe the sole of the left foot, and draw the left foot towards the sky as if you're pushing the ceiling away, keeping the knee bent. Spike the toes on the right foot, and we're coming into a supine lunge, or a lunge shape without the weight. And having a good stretch through the front of the right thigh, that part of the leg you use to get your foot to the stirrup when we mount. And then releasing the left hand, take the right hand to the left knee and draw the knee gently over to the side, a little gentle stretch out. Right hand, sorry, left hand out to the side, looking along the left arm. Inhale, unravel back to center, draw the knees back into the chest. Another little Apanasana, little hug, little rock. Any gentle organic movements that make sense to you. And this time extend through the left leg and draw the right knee in. Just notice if there are any differences and any changes. So my right knee prefers to go a little further out towards my shoulder rather than in towards the center. Then bring your right hand to your right ankle or the ball of your right foot. Push the sole of your foot to the sky. Bite the toes of the left foot. And feel the stretch on the opposite side. So I'm a little looser on this side. Notice the difference. Release those. Right hand, bring the left hand to the right knee. Draw that knee over the body and find that twist the opposite side. Maybe looking over the right shoulder. And feeling a stretch in the outer edge of the hip. Inhale back to center. Last time, knees into chest. Find your hands behind your knees. Maybe a little rock if it feels nice to you, massaging the spine, or maybe pushing your way sideways to seated. We're coming straight into our tabletop. Wrists under our shoulders and starting to work the pelvis and the lower back. So as we inhale, we're dropping our belly, tilting our pelvis up, taking our head to the sky. Exhale, pushing through the shoulders and rounding through the head. 2 more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, push away, rounding through, tilting the hips under. Last time, inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, tilting the pelvis. Finding our way back to neutral. We'll extend through the right hip, extending the right leg and pushing the leg back. Bring the knee to the sky so that you're pushing the sky away with the sole of the foot. As you exhale, bring the knee through. So creating little flexions in the hips. Inhale to extend, pushing the foot towards the sky, keeping the knees bent. Exhale, bringing the knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bringing the knee through. Dropping the knee down, taking it out the side. And drawing some gentle little circles in one direction, so a little juicy into the hips, and then back into the opposite direction. So imagine where your knees and your hips need to go as you mount, as you ride, and then dropping your knees down. Ignore me turning around, we're going to take that to the opposite side. So this time, as we inhale, we'll float the left leg. Bend the knee. And take the leg up towards the sky as if you're pushing the ceiling away. Exhale, take the knee through to the chest. Inhale, pushing all the way up. Exhale, knee to chest. Last time. All the way up, really pushing away, feeling that stretch through the hip flexors, the front of the hip. Exhale, bringing the knee down, out to the side. Imagine you're mounting that hub. Circling in one direction, then in the opposite direction. Placing the knee down, big toes together, take the knees wide, drop the hips back, forehead to the floor, finding Avalasana and staying here for 3 breaths. So we're opening out, abducting our hips. Inhale, rising up to tabletop. This time we'll extend our leg backwards, bend the right knee, and bring the right leg through between the hands. So finding your comfortable low lunge, inhale, take the hands up and forward, and keep that forward momentum. So you're allowing the hips to drop a little, creating a little depth. Exhale, drop the hands down. And float the right arm towards the sky. So you're creating a little twist, looking to that side. As you drop the hand down, bring it inside the right foot. I'll just turn around so you can see, and we'll heel toe the right foot out a little bit. So the toes point out at 45 degrees. This is known as a lizard lunge. Now, depending on the shape of your pelvis, you may be more comfortable with your knee down or spiking the toes and lifting your leg up. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. Deep breath in, long breath. 1 more. And then drop the knee, find our way back into our tabletop position. Inhale, this time float the left leg. Bend the knee. Bring the left leg through so that the left foot comes between the hands at the front. We're finding our way back into that low lunge and up into Anjaneyasana. Forward momentum. Drop the hip. Find a little stretch. Drop the hands down. And this time, opening out to the left, taking the left hand towards the sky. Dropping the hand to the inside of the left foot, and we'll heel toe the foot a little wider so the toes come to 45 degrees and find our lizard lunge. So we're working on a little external rotation in the hip, a little opening, lifting the back knee if that feels better on your hip. And just notice that each side is different, and what feels good on one side of your body may not feel good on the other. Drop the knee. Bring both knees back. Tuck the toes, roll the sit bones backwards, and push your way into downward dog. Now, downward dog is not about straight legs, although that's great if you can find it. It is about a flat back. So imagine you're pushing away from the hands, tilting your tailbone to the sky, but keep the knees bent, and then take some gentle pedals with your legs, walking out your dog, creating a little sway and a little movement in your hips. Imagine that you're going on that luxurious walk. You know, the one where your horse is just moving easily and your hips are just moving with it. How beautiful is that? When you're ready, take a couple of breaths of exquisite stillness. Then look forward, bend the knees, step forwards, and find your way back to a seated position. We'll bring the soles of our feet together. We're going to do a little work opening the inner thigh. Obviously, a shape that we're in a lot in the saddle, but particularly bareback as well. So I often encourage my students just to give their feet a little love when we come into this shape. So a little massage into the feet. We spend so much time in cold, wet, ill-fitting bellies, hay in our socks, tight riding boots. No wonder our feet sometimes feel a little underloved. Wrap your fingers around your toes. Maybe find yourself into either a slightly narrower or wider diamond shape. And we're going to take a little proprioceptive neurovisualization or PNS to widen our feet a little. So we're starting by bringing our knees into our arms. And we're pushing our knees against our arms against our knees. So imagine how you would press your knees into the saddle to hold it in there. Maybe some of us use our knees as braking aids. Exhale, allow our legs to fall open. And maybe notice you find a little more openness. Maybe you don't. See how we go. We'll do that 2 more times. Pressing our knees into our arms into our knees. Opening back out. Last one. Knees into arms into knees. Opening our knees back out. Taking our legs wide and noticing the width of our stretch is very dependent on the anatomy of our hips. So our V shape is very unique in individuals. Take our hands to the top of our thighs and take a deep massage down the legs to your sweet degree of forward fold. Bite the toes to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your navel back to your spine. Zip up through those glutes. And see if you can create a little more forward space. Inhale, rising up. And bringing that left leg in, either place it just inside your right thigh or take it over the top. Bring your opposite arm around your knee, your left arm behind you. We'll find a little twist. Put Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Holding here. Lengthening through the spine. It's that nice straight back, so beloved of riding instructors. Taking your leg out. And bringing the opposite leg in. So this time your right foot's inside of your left leg or just over the top. Your left arm around, right arm behind. Take that twist to the opposite side. Inhale back to center. Unraveling the legs, bend both knees, leaning back into the hands. Roll the shoulders nice, straight back, opening, lengthening through the front body, and drop the knees to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Take that to the opposite side. Back through center. And we'll find ourselves back into our comfortable position, hands on our knees. And we'll seal our practice with a final deep breath in, so dropping your hands to the ground. Inhale, floating those hands overhead. Exhale, palms down, center, Anjali. And dropping our head to our hands, we bow to each other from my light to yours. Thank you for joining me for practice tonight. So day 1 in the books, as they say. 4 more days to go. Tomorrow we're going to be working through our core and our lower back. But I absolutely promise no crunches because I really don't like them. So tomorrow is core. Keep an eye on your inbox. I'll be sending through the replay. So you can have a little extra practice if you were able to join me live, or a catch up if you weren't. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be starting probably at 8:15, so maybe if you could aim to join by about 8:10, that would be great, just in case there's any technical hitches with the waiting room area. Everybody have great days tomorrow. Say hello to your ponies for me, and I will see you at 8:15 tomorrow evening. Thank you for joining. Namaste.